stuff. Okay people, welcome back to another Fwoosh overview. Today let's take a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman 3 Jokers. Jokers. They're Jokers. There's 3 of them. And I'll start by saying I have not read the 3 Jokers storyline. I do not know what happens. I just like Joker action figures. And when these were promoted and all in the same style, I could have like a shelf with different iterations of Joker throughout the years, I was interested. McFarlane Toys did send out the Criminal and the Clown. I had to wait for the Comedian from GameStop, and I was waiting on him before I cracked the rest, and as fate would have it, he was the one I was most interested in. So now I'm ready to open them all up. And McFarlane also sent the 3 Jokers Batman along with his sidekicks, but it feels right to do them in a separate video. Plus, I'm more excited about the Jokers. Looking at the package, it's what we're used to with the DC Multiverse line now. The blacks, the whites, the logos down here, the open window, everything is prominently on display. You can see everything except for this Joker's crowbar. See it right there. On the side, more window, more of that design, DC Jokers. On the back, pretty promotional shots of each Joker. On the other side, the full title, the Joker, the Criminal, Batman 3 Jokers, the Comedian, the Clown. I like the pop of green against the standard whites, blacks, and blues. Same thing on top, some windows, some logos on bottom, barcodes, legalese, all that good stuff. Let's start with the Criminal because he's my least favorite look. Well, I say least favorite, it's still a Joker. Maybe it's the mean mug that throws me. He doesn't have the usual Winnie the Pooh? What was I going for there? On the back of the package, you have comics in the blue. You have this trading card of the picture from the back of the package. And there is where you get the bio. There you go. And we also get the stand, which is just a disc, a peg for the foot, the DC logo. And like I said, not my favorite Joker out of this set, but still unmistakably Joker. There's the purple, and man, just look at that. It is so deep. Out of the 3, it's the most vibrant of purples, and that's essentially the whole suit. There is some white shirt poking through here. Same thing up here at the collar, and then the black tie. And well, I guess the black collar on the actual suit jacket. If you take away that purple, it ends up looking just like a regular suit. There's wrinkles to it. Gloves even has a little bit of detail there with some seams and some puffiness. You can see the fly, and then the front fold coming down the leg. The pants bunch up at the shoe very nicely, very realistically. The shoes, I don't remember what these are called, these little cover things, but yeah, just fairly standard clothing. But bring the color back, oh, that's some Joker. Now, it took me looking through the camera lens to realize that the kneecaps are a slightly different shade than the rest of the pants. I'm guessing that's because it's a different plastic of some kind. Is it the same? Yeah, it's kind of the same at the elbows. But that's looking at the camera. In person, it's not as noticeable. I'm peeking around the camera as I speak, and yeah, it doesn't really stand out at me. The jacket is an overlay. It's sealed. It kind of traffic cones it in the middle. You can't see what articulation is going on back here, but that also means that the collar and the tie is sculpted to the inner torso, the actual torso. The other defining factor is this, right? I mean, the green hair, the white skin, the red lips, the blackness around the eyes, it all works. It doesn't have the crazy big smile that we usually associate with Joker. Yes, I didn't read the original story that this look came from either. This is kind of a mob boss, I guess. At least that's the feeling I get from this. That and he's seen some shit. He's aged a little bit. I had to pull out the Magnum peepers to get a look at the actual eyes, and McFarlane, they did a good job with making this kind of realistic and cartoony at the same time. Well, cartoony. How about comic booky? I'll go with that. It's very hard to see the eyes within the darkness, but when you get really close up on it, and I'm hoping my camera picks this up, but there is some pupils, a little whiteness there. It's very sinister, very devious. It's not straight white to the skin. There's some shading to it. It kind of fades into some grays. It gives it a very natural feel. Same with the hair, dark green base, but you get up to the top and there's some lighter green dry brushing. It helps pop the detail out. It gives it something to look at, especially against the semi-plainness of the suit body. There's the centerpiece. There's the eye-catching part. Going over articulation, there seems to be a dumbbell joint at the top of the neck. Can look up a bit, can look slightly down. This is what I'm looking for, especially with someone like Joker. This adds so much more emotion. You can almost see the motives just with a slight head tilt. There's so much tilt. Swivels, butterfly joint. Oh, well, let's take a look at that. I cranked on it way too hard. Well, I was going to say butterfly, but it's a ball joint with a cover piece, which together does work like a butterfly joint. Under usual posing, it's not just going to pop out. It's not going to fall out. It doesn't feel fragile. That was just me You get some back, get some forward, get some up, get some down. Rotates all the way around. Hinge at the shoulder comes up to almost 90. Swivel at the bicep. Double elbow. Oh, yeah. All the way. Swivel hinge, swivel at the wrist. Turn it, hinge side to side. I don't know what's going on under the jacket. I think it's a ball joint at the waist. And with that, you can come forward a bit. Seems to be some tilt. A lot of it is within the crotchal region. With that, you can get some crank to it. Some arc back. Swivel at the hip comes forward. The crotch piece is soft. Gets you to about right there. Back out hinge goes most of the way. Not a lot of rotation within that assembly. It's there, but this crashes into here and this crashes into the back. A little though. Double knee, very, very tight, but woohoo! Rotation at the ankle. Below that's a hinge that goes back a little, runs into the cuff of the pants, goes forward a bit, forward facing pin for rocker, and then a toe hinge that's actually nicely hidden. I had to double check myself to go, is there a toe hinge there? Yes, there is. For accessories, comes with this cane. For the most part, it's just a black rod, some detail sculpt going around. Oh, I guess that's a J. And then underneath, just some studs and such. It is a bit thick, and that hand is tight. Get the hell in there. Seems almost out of scale. I can live with it, but... And it's just long enough to be able to do something like that, too. Bring me the clown! There's the crowbar. Let's see what's on the back of this one. A little different with the bio. Uses some of the same words and terminology, but then kind of skews. And here we get closer to my mental image of the Joker. Just a little wackiness going on. There's still some sinister, as always, but you have the flower and the tails and the stripes, the different colors going on that don't quite match, but in the realm of Joker, they go together perfectly. An elastic band to the pants. Interesting. Now I'm wondering if the first Joker had this cut across here and it just couldn't move because of the jacket. Because it's the same sculpt. Oh, that is clever. There does seem to be something in there. Before I reach behind me and grab this one again, I was about to say that they don't share any parts, and why would they? But they do. Oh, they share legs too. Same bunch down here at the pants, same shoes, same pockets and seam line and fold to the front. Same arms. You know what? In the promotional images, I guess I didn't look close enough to realize that it's the same figure, just different overlay here, different head. Yep, there's the same top of the pants. So if you just made a comment of there is articulation here or there is reuse, then you go back and change it. Because I caught it before I got too far. This does so much to change it. So does this. But I think it's mostly the colors and adding pinstripes. It makes it feel like a completely different figure. There's also the freedom of the torso articulation that makes me happy. Makes me grin just like that. So even though it is the same figure, I still like this one better so far. Very soft overlay for the jacket. It gets completely out of the way of anything you want to do. On the back, there's a couple of buttons, the tails, the seam running up, and the collar. There's also buttons running right here sculpted on. Green shirt poking out. Oh, I keep thinking clever. This is clever reuse. It just feels right. Again, the biggest difference is here. This time around, you have these big teeth, and I usually don't care for when there's a separation to the teeth with a black wash and everything. This may be the best I've ever seen this utilized. The teeth do seem large, but fittingly so. And again, there's darkness around the eyes, but you can still see pupils and everything down in there. The same shadiness to the white of the skin, the same fade from dark green to light green dry brush on top for the hair. It looks like this could age to this. This is him on a good day. This is him on a bad day. Joker is amused. Joker's not taking any crap from you today. This Joker's not taking any crap from you today either. Also with this first one, I didn't point it out, but I can't seem to get the left arm to lay down. Here, the arms do seem to want to go down to the sides easier. I don't know if it's the jacket. It can't be the articulation because it's the exact same figure. Speaking of articulation, again, dumbbell joint up at the top of the neck, up, down. Swivel, again, ball joint with a cap hiding the articulation, goes back, goes forward, goes up a little, goes down, swivels all the way around, hinge at the shoulder comes up, swivel at the bicep, double elbow. I feel like we've done this. Here we go again, all the way. We haven't done this though. There is a dumbbell mid-torso. With that, not a lot of crunch to keep it from gapping up. It goes way back. Some tilt, and then a ball joint or dumbbell down at the bottom, one or the other. That gets you a little more tilt, some back, some forward. All together, swivel at the, well, that goes even, how does that work? There's back, there is out, little bitty rotation. Double knee, oh, I said that like it was a surprise. Guess what? It kicks his ass. Rotation at the ankle, hinges back, hinges forward, front-facing pin for rocker, toe joint. For accessories, we get a crowbar, nice shape, nice sculpt, nice color to it. Like the cane, seems a bit large. Again, very tight in the hand, but will go. And then there's the Joker fish with the oranges and the greens. Not quite as detailed on the face as we've seen in the past, but that may make it a little scarier. Then finally, there's the Comedian. Again, the one I was looking most forward to because I like this look. Ah, what? At first glance, it looks the same, but again, slightly different from the other two. And out of the three, this one is the one with the least reused parts. There's the new trench coat overlay. There's actual texture to the sleeves this time. There's the head, there's the hat, but underneath all that, it is once again reuse of these two. The colors do so much to change it up, to hide that fact. It makes it feel like three of the same guy, just in different looks, different time periods, different settings, whatever. But we do come back to this one's inability to use the torso much. This is closed off. It's rubbery and it's soft, but there's no opening. So there's not a lot of room to get moving. But he makes up for it in sheer terror when you look at it. Like I said, new sleeves because it needed the texture to match the overcoat. And with that, it's more realistic than the other two. With how everything lays, there's a lot of folds to it, and like it was hastily pulled together and tied off, even though there's a buckle. You crazy son of a bitch. Texture does a lot to help. And well, that and overhang parts like this flap on the back and the extra heavy folds, it does a lot of natural shading, or as people call it, shadows. I think that's the technical term. I like how it breaks into the gray that just happens to match the pants down here. So even in the manicness, he does color coordinate to some extent. And then of course there's the shoes again with the shiny black, the white, which almost stands out against the muted colors used here. Because this one, deep, deep purple. This one has the wacky clown colors. This one, you don't want to run into in a back alley. Because there's also this, and that is reused too. Look at that. It was the teeth that tipped me off. I was like, oh, it's got the same bigger teeth. Oh, wait a second. What? The shading and the hat does so much to hide that. Again, there's a familiarity between these three Jokers, but they're not quite the same. I dig that. That totally works. Another thing that changes that up is the lack of realistic eye detail. Dark shading around the eyes goes all the way onto there, and then they just put white dots. Like all you can see is the reflection poking out. You turn the corner and there's this. Then that shading emanates out onto the rest. Like this is actually caused by the brim of the hat. Because you pull it up and it's paint. You bring it down, you get more of that natural shading in there. It works way better than I expected. Collar popped up and everything. Oh yeah, this is definitely my favorite. I may have to heat that up though. It looks like the leg kicks in right there. Or is that how it's, no, it's heavier than the other one. Going over articulation, no surprises here. The only difference is, again, the traffic coneness of the overlay. Dumbbell joint at the top, looks up, looks down. You dare walk into my hideout? So much tilt. Swivel. Again, the ball joint with the cover inside works like a butterfly. Goes down, up, forward, back. Rotates around. Hinges out. Swivel at the bicep. Double elbow, I'm guessing. Oh, yep. Swivel, hinge, swivel at the wrist. And I think I forgot that on the last one, but you get the idea. Dumbbell, ball joint. You really have to force it. Bottom is split up to here. Not bad. Back, out. Oh, well, that's not shabby, but not as good as the other. Oh, here we go. Little bitty swivel. Double knee. Oh, the jacket is sculpted just down to the point where it won't get in the way of that. Swivel, hinge, pin, toe. For accessories here, we get that same crowbar from the last Joker. Then we also get the camera from Killing Joke. That also comes off as slightly large, but it goes down, hangs. It's not bad, but it looks a bit in the way. I'm perfectly fine with this off. And look how that shading works. I can't get over it. I'm used to things being brighter because of all the lamps here, but that shadow just works so well. Size-wise, again, they all share the same body, so they're all the same height. Stands at about 7 1/8 inches tall, which does skew slightly large with other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures, like the very first Superman and White Knight Batman. Well, to hell with it. Now I gotta know. Let's open up this Three Jokers Batman just to get a good sense of scale between figures from the same storyline. Okay, I guess Three Jokers is scaled up a bit, but the amount of time it took for me to get this Batman to stand like this, no, it's not going to work with your Mayfix Hush Batman. I think this is a DC collectibles direct version of Batman of some kind. Gonna be too big for that. Bigger than this one, bigger than this one, bigger than this one, bigger than this one. Nope, nope, nuh-uh. Nope, still no. And not bad with the McFarlane Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero. I could probably do that too. So going through all that, at the end of the day, they are 7-inch scale figures. Joker being tall is not a bad thing. It is definitely meant to fit within the McFarlane DC Multiverse universe. I know I have my beloved scale and these skew larger. Here I am singing the praises of 3 Joker action figures. So if you enjoyed the review, comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus. If you're interested in seeing videos early or in a position to help out the channel, patreon.com, wherever you may be watching this. I'll always catch you on the Fwoosh. This one just stands there overseeing the whole operation. This one's the action Joker, both in toy form and look. This is the one that goes out after you, chases you down, just, and there's stuff happening all around. This one stands in the dark, waiting for you to open the door. You don't even have to flip on the lights. Just the glare from the hallway shining in, catching this, that's enough to make you mess your pants. Boo!